Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O I am that I am. I am that I am, hear my voice. Let thine ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, O Yahuwah, shouldest mark iniquity, O I am, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. I wait for the I am, for my soul doth wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the I am more than they that watch for the morning. I say more than they which watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in the I am, for the I am there is mercy, and with the I am is plenteous redemption. And the I am shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. Psalms chapter 130. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Yes, Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay. And we're in the book of Job, still in the book of Job. Job chapter 40 as you prepare. Yes, we've been going all the way through the Apocrypha. Not the Apocrypha yet. We haven't been through the Apocrypha. That's going to be a whole different story. We've been through many things. We're in the book of Job now. We'll be coming up with the prophecies shortly, in the last part of Job. And in this part of Job, we see where the I am talks to Job. Doesn't condemn Job. Just shows Job how much he does not know. How much of the I am he did not experience. Yes. Let's go to Job chapter 40. It says, Moreover, the I am answered Job and said, Shall he that contendeth with the Almighty instruct him? How did he contend with the Almighty? Job complained to the Almighty. Not that Job charged the Almighty foolishly, but Job complained that I did all that I know to do. I did this and I did that. And he says in verse 2, He that reproveth God, let him answer it. And you know, in this day and time, we have many that try to reprove God. They try to disprove God as well as reprove God. Why did God kill this? Why did God allow this to happen? Why is God this way or whatever? He didn't ask you to do that. He asked you to understand. The Almighty asked you to understand and know the Almighty. He didn't ask you to try to understand someone is to see where they're coming from. And the only way you can tell why God do the things that God does is through the laws, statutes, commandments, and ordinances. And the sentence that are there. Now those sentences were supposed to be carried out in Israel by the judges and Levitical priests toward those who would walk contrary to the laws, statutes, and ordinances of the Most High. But they did not do that. They did not even teach their children the way of the Most High. So it has been really a frustrating thing, and it angered the Most High, and that the Most High allowed them to be taken by the very people that have swayed them to go their way. Then Job answered the I am and said, Behold, I am vile. What shall I answer thee? I will lay my hand upon my mouth. In other words, I don't know you like I'm supposed to know you. I didn't know you in that form or fashion. All I know is that you're a righteous God and that you are perfect and fair in all your ways, holy, clean. Yes. So because of that, I hate evil. Yes. And I try to do that which is right as I understand it. Once I have spoken, but I will not answer. Yea, twice, but I will proceed no further. Then answered the I Am unto Job out of the whirlwind and said, Gird up thy loins now like a man. Okay, you be a man. And I will demand of thee, and declare thou unto me, wilt thou also disannul my judgment? In other words, I told the world that they stand in sin. How do I judge them that they have done such a thing? By the statutes, commandments, ordinances, and laws. These things have been forever. The commandments that Moses was given have been ever since Adam. Why would the Most High even judge the watchers in such a way if it wasn't so? Why would the spirits of the Most High even keep the rest day in that they celebrate the I Am who created all things and rest from their labors, whatever labors is tasked to them by the I Am? Yes, but man, wilt thou condemn me? You have many that condemn the Most High for what the most, as though they are God themselves. Oh yes, woman. Some of you women and men say woman is God. So you condemn God for what happens to woman, or how woman is treated. Woman is treated the way she's treated because of her choices. Whether she gaslights or what, God knows the heart. No, she's not God. Neither are you, man. You are not the creator. You are not the Almighty. You may be a mighty warrior or a man who's great in status and stature and wisdom and knowledge and many different things, but you're not the Almighty. Neither can you be or ever will be. But those who have deemed themselves to be as God suffered some great things. Ask Nebuchadnezzar, or Dresser, however you pronounce the name of this guy. He says, now, will you disannul my judgment? Will you condemn me that thou mayest be righteous? And that's what people do today. Notice on social media, the shorts and different things that mostly I see is women. Some men, yeah, but mostly women that condemn God, that they may be righteous, knowing not by which spirit they speak. This is hard. This is scary. He says, hast thou an arm like God? Human, do you have an arm like God? Or canst thou thunder with a voice like the I Am? Deck thyself now with majesty and excellency, and array thyself with glory and beauty. Woman, do that without using makeup. Man, do that without trying to be a woman. Or some type of offshoot gender. Cast abroad the rage with thy wrath, and behold everyone that is proud and abase him. Look on everyone that is proud and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. This is what God is doing. This is what he's doing. This is what the Most High is doing today. Venezuela, Russia, US, China, they're nothing. They're just nothing. They're playing into hands they don't understand themselves. The lies that are told, the people that are doing things, is it not all for their own power to become like God? Their own power because they fear that they might not be up to par to battle those whom they hate or those they know who hate them? First, you have to see God in all of this. Look at the sins of the people. And mean, to put it this way with Venezuela, you say, well, one says we are going to go and help Christians. But yet they go and help the Christians, or say they help Christians and help nobody, but just blowed up some bombs. And then next thing you know, they go to another country and the country is full of Christians. What sense does that make? It's wickedness. It's very much so wickedness. That's just one aspect of it. And then you run out of gold, you run out of silver, and now you say, well, we got to find it somewhere. So you become evil, you become a thief, you become a liar, you become effeminate, you become all kind of things because of your greed, your lust, and your fear. Oh, come on here now. Yes. Oh, they're too black, they're too poor, they got drugs. Who has the problem? The drug dealer or the drug user? Supply and demand, supply and demand. Without the demand, there is no supply because he would go broke. Make that make sense. Either way, he says now, okay, different governments, deck thyself now with excellency, majesty, and array thyself with glory and beauty. All you can use is bricks and stones and elements of the earth that's made by the Most High. Cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold everyone that is proud and abase him. He said, I, God, can do these things. Look on everyone that is proud, and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. I, the Most High, can do this, he says, is what he's insinuating. Hide them in the dust together, and bound their faces in secret. The Most High can do this. You can't. Then will I confess unto thee, thou art right, and that right hand can save thee. What does God mean by save? He means the situation that you're in. Those enemies that come against you. He doesn't mean by going up in the sky and going all the way up and, resurrected from the dead and all of these things. All the people in the Old Testament, when they were resurrected, they was resurrected back to this life, not to go nowhere else. That was a story for other days. And that was to show the power of the Most High, not the power of a man. And that how the Most High is with those whom the Most High has called, in order to not only exalt himself, but to show the world that this be a man of God. Period. Not through trickery and dumb stuff, but pure power. What is more power than to take a decomposed body, or a body that's about to decompose, and resurrect that body back to life? Only God can do that. Yes. Yeah, some doctors try to say they can, but there's nothing they have done. They can never do it. If anything, they ate the bodies of some Egyptian mummies, so they say. He said, hide them in the dust together and bind their faces in secret. Then I will confess to thee that thy own right, that thine hand can save. You can't save yourself, man. You can't save yourself. You can't save yourself, U.S. You can't save yourself, Venezuela. You can't save yourself, any other government or big establishment. You cannot save yourself. You have to humble yourself. Your hand cannot save you. Your stealing of the gold and the silver and the oil cannot save you. It only saves those who have some type of interest in it, that they sell it to the public. But whether the public uses it or not is up to the public. Many of us have grown greedy. We have grown accustomed to these things that we so used to every day. Where some places they are just content to walk, to ride a bicycle, or to ride an animal. And then there are those who have invented things that doesn't even look at a car that runs off of radio waves, that is in the air whether you have a radio or not. It runs off of radio waves. But, oh, that's not going to make us no money because we don't have that technology. They tried to kill the man, but the man still lives. But it's going to emerge. That technology is going to emerge, and on a grand scale, you will see in the coming years. Because it's already set in motion. They're already experimenting with it in different applications. And it's not in the West. The West has nothing to do with it. He says like this, he says in verse 15, now, behold a behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. Okay, who's the behemoth? Why is he saying this? Is this an elephant? He eats grass. What big, large animal eats grass? An elephant? A rhinoceros? A hippo? It's a large animal, okay? We know that about the behemoth. Lo, now his strength is in his loins, his legs, his force is in the navel of his belly. In other words, this guy has a strong belly. I mean, he's strong and his legs are strong too. He moves his tail. Okay, this creature has a tail. A gorilla does not have a tail. So how can he be a behemoth? So it has to be somewhat of a strong animal. He moves his tail like a cedar. This is Old English now we're talking about. He moves his tail like a cedar, strong, can knock you down. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are strong pieces of brass. His bones are like bars of iron. In other words, it's hard for you to break this animal. His tail is strong. He can hit you with his tail. Is he talking about an alligator? He can hit you with his tail. But once you tie up the legs of an alligator, he cannot move. He's stuck. He says now, he is the chief of the ways of the I Am. He that made him can make his sword to reproach unto him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, and where there are beasts of the field play. He lieth under shady trees and covereth the reed and fens. The shady trees cover him in their shadows, and the willows of the brook compass him about. So this is an animal that is described that actually lives today. The Most High is the translators are somewhat confused about this, the way they describe this here. But then you have those that try to comprehend it, go into the wrong manner. Just take it as it is. This creature, what he does. The shady trees cover him with their shadows, the willow of the brook compass him about. Behold, he drinketh up a river and hasteth not, and he trusted that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth. In other words, this creature drinks a lot of water. Sounds like a hippopotamus, yeah. He taketh it with his eyes, his nose pierced through snares. So the fact is that this is an animal. But the way it's explained or translated really doesn't make sense. Or translation. God knows what God is talking about, but his translator apparently he doesn't understand. He says it as he sees it and trying to make it make sense, but it's not making any sense. And the Most High is saying, my creation, Job, my creation. Do you know how I made these things or why I made these things? Man, do you know God, why he made these things or how he made these things or the depths of its workings? To a certain extent, as the Most High will reveal unto you, but other than that, no. And if we keep those things that are right before the Most High, even his commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws, then we understand and we know God. That's enough. And with that, we will have